Dan and Amy, it's exfoliation. That's the key. It's the key to good skin, Amy. Awesome skin, even.
Yeah, awesome skin. So because I say we, are in the Chicago Tribune. There is an article written about this show because, well, here's the headline. Lake County Sheriff Curran under fire for comments to radio host Amy Jacobson, quote, she has awesome skin.
Mm-hmm.
So we were there January
Scandalous.
25th at Lake County Jail. We did a live remote from there.
Yeah.
And this is how the conversation started with the sheriff.
Sheriff Mark, thanks for joining us and hosting us.
It's awesome to have you all here. Amy, I have not really met. She's 6 feet tall.
I know this.
She's got awesome skin. She's really a nice looking lady.
See?
So that's not bad waking up to, Dan.
Now
Sorry,
you
Dan,
you have
looking
to
up.
compliment me.
Yeah. What are some of his attributes?
Dan is one of the brightest individuals in this industry. if
What
not
about my
right
skin?
at the very top. So they're
That's not a substitute for that get out of jail free card.
you got
that I
that
want.
beard going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
he's trying to
looking a
look
little
like-
rough.
Yeah, I was trying to get a new look.
So I want to apologize, Amy. I can't believe I allowed Mark Curran to engage in that kind of misogynistic conduct in our presence there. I just lost myself in the moment, I guess. I don't know what I was thinking because I understand that the new protocol in this country, in this state, with cultural Marxists, is that zero tolerance for complimenting women on their appearance.
Right.
Zero tolerance.
So Sheriff Mark Curran's challenger in the upcoming election and some women in Lake County politics are criticizing the sheriff for sexually charged remarks he
Sexually
made
charged.
on the radio show earlier this year.
This is-
Democratic candidate John Eidelberg said, quote, he was appalled by, quote, the inappropriate comments the incumbent Republican made on January 25th.
And then Eidelberg went outside and burned his bra after talking to the Tribune.
Yeah, so the co-host, by the way, Marcus Brown, our station program director,
Yes.
got involved to let people know that the co-hosts are not married, nor are they in a relationship. It's uncomfortable. So when he said you wake up to that every morning, not bad, he meant we wake up, we get to work. That's what was meant.
Yes, I know.
But this is what gets me mad.
This is.
This
Wait,
goes on and on.
we were talking about CNN before Caitlin comes. You think the DC press corps is stupid? You have no idea unless you read local Chicago press corps coverage of politics.
So
You have no idea what stupid is.
there was a woman in the room. What was her name? Lake County clerk, circuit court clerk. And she said that he did not act professionally. Quote, there he was talking about the reporter, and it was just offensive. I thought he was really offensive when he should have been a role model to look up to. Lauren Beth Gash. Lauren Beth Gash.
Yeah,
Remember
former
she ran ran against Mark Kirk?
Yeah,
the 10th
Congress,
district
right.
congressional
She was a
seat
state
lost.
rep for a while.
Lauren Beth Gash.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm being rude. She serves as a commissioner on the Illinois Human Rights Commission.
She's also apparently your spokesman at large.
Yeah, which deals with sexual harassment complaints. And she said, considering what's occurring around the country about issues of sexual harassment, he should have known better. These comments were made in public, and quite frankly, they are shocking for an elected official. It's disrespectful and alarming. It's interesting to note that when he was asked to say something nice about the male radio host, he went immediately to his resume and qualifications rather than his looks. Lauren Beth Gash, I present to you Dan Proft.
Well,
now you're at the time you had that full length beard. There's really nothing to compliment you on. I mean, you looked sinister.
I don't know what you know about male interaction there, Miss Gash, but guys don't go around talking about other guys' skin. I mean, this is how silly this is. Hey, Mark, what? What am I, chopped liver over here? You're complimenting Amy on her appearance. What about my... And number one. Number two, I look like a troglodyte, so there's nothing to compliment with respect to my looks.
You have to immediately go to your intellect because that's where you shine.
So who should resign, Amy or Mark Curran? Or me for allowing this to happen on my watch?
This is my point. Yeah, 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro, answer line 64636. Type in DA, then a quick comment. This is my point of contention, though. This line, Jacobson could not be reached for comment Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I look like a victim here. I look like, oh, this is my Me Too moment. Oh, and I was, contacted
You're
by
a survivor.
the reporter. Because I did.
Amy Jacobson survived a compliment.
I did have a response, and I have it
All right,
here.
all right, let's hear it. Yeah, please.
Subject line, hi there, here's my response. Thanks for sending the link.
This is to the
All
reporter.
right, here we go. This is to the reporter, yes. This is not my Me Too moment. I am 6 feet tall. I do have great skin.
Oh, gosh,
he was
the
just
hubris.
being observant. This kind of foolishness makes it hard for the real victims out there. Just because he paid me a compliment doesn't mean it's sexist. It was a lighthearted, fun radio segment. I enjoy these comments while I still receive them because as you get older, things shift.
Yes.
Sincerely, Amy Jacobson. Drop mic. I'm done.
Awesome skin, Amy Jacobson. Yeah, I believe also, too, I mean, just to substantiate your statement with the evidence, I believe that is the last compliment you have received on your skin.
Honestly, it is.
Yeah.
It is. It's the last. I mean, ladies.
It's probably the
as
last
we
one
get
you'll
older,
ever. You'll probably be the last one you'll ever get.
As we get older, we're not going to get compliments. So enjoy them while you can. Maybe it's because I worked at a restaurant for 6 years. I coach boys. And I know older people. People are different. We're just having fun. Lighten up,
You're not allowed
everybody.
to have fun. Not allowed to have fun.
We live in this such a politically correct world that you can't have fun anymore.
Let me tell you something, Lake County voters, is if your property taxes aren't enough, you've got this child named John Eidelberg running for sheriff, and you've got that dimwit, Lauren Beth Gash, who for some reason is still in the Illinois Human Rights Commission. Yeah, of course.
Speaking on my behalf.
Yeah,
Put
and
me
is
in a corner.
serving
I'll
as
go away.
Amy Jacobson's PR rep, agent at large, mouthpiece. I mean, you have to have no self-respect to support someone like John Eidelberg who would try to make this into some sort of political issue. This is how silly people are with respect to this. So they're legitimate, as you made it point out in your statement, exactly right. They're legitimate victims who've been sexually assaulted or worse that the Me Too movement has spotlighted, and good for that, good for the movement and good for those victims to get some semblance of justice. And then there's the hysteria. Everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon. Everybody wants to have their moment or capitalize on somebody else's moment for their own particular ends, regardless of how flimsy that moment is.
I mean, I do have a Me Too moment, but trust me, this wasn't it. And I don't care to go public with it because it's my business and it's nobody else's business.
Who was it?
Eidelberg said people have
Who
been
was it?
sharing recordings of this show, by the way, during which, he made the reference to my awesome skin.
Yeah.
And that I look really nice. I'm a really nice looking lady. And he said that, people have just been bombarding him, giving them this tape, sharing it with them. Like, you should make
Did you hear
you
this?
should make an issue out of this. I don't think it's.
So
So
who
how am I going to fight back?
No, who was the Me Too movement?
Oh, it wasn't here in Chicago. It was a different market.
Detroit.
All I will say is that. And I dealt with it, and it's settled. Not settled in a court of law, but it's settled with me personally.
Did it involve Isaiah
Oh my gosh,
Thomas?
will you stop?
Because he had some problems in New
Oh.
York.
Look, there's people on the line. 312-642-5600.
Deborah in Arlington Heights.
Well, first of all, good morning. And I met you guys last year, and Dan, your skin looked pretty good to me.
Thank you very much.
Secondly, has anybody listened to rap and hip-hop music?
Oh,
Yeah, I
yes.
do.
Nobody touches that. Talk about misogynistic and, politically incorrect all over the place,
All
and
over the
somebody
place.
makes a big deal about an innocuous comment like this.
And a lot of
Crazy.
people don't know Mark Curran was a rap star before he became Lake County Sheriff. Thanks for the call,
Mark Curran
Deborah.
and I, what we share in common is that we are both talking about volunteer coaching. He's coached his kids and their teams, various teams, and I'm coaching all the time. So we're talking about that.
For people who don't know Mark, because I've been friends with Mark for a while,
He's funny. I mean, he's got a humorous side to him.
Mark is a devout Catholic, too. I mean, he's somebody who takes his faith seriously. He lives his faith. So maybe, being like kind of and he's not that old, but like old fuddy-duddy, like complimenting a woman on her appearance when you meet her. Maybe that's verboten these days. But,
why
back
can't we do that anymore?
back 5 minutes ago, it didn't used to be.
Right. Right.
I mean, so it was
in the last year and a half, everything's changed.
completely harmless. And again, I say John Eidelberg, Lauren Beth Gash. I mean, Lauren Beth Gash has been a disgrace in Illinois politics for 2.5 decades. I've never heard of this Eidelberg goof. But anybody who knows him or anybody who's a voter in Lake County, again, you cannot have any self-respect if you would support somebody like John Eidelberg, who's aghast, who's descended into a puddle of tears over what happened to Amy Jacobson in a friendly conversation on the radio with Mark Curran. It's embarrassing. Honestly, embarrassing. Chip in St. Charles.
Hey, just another Amy Jacobson scandal.
Yeah.
She's got almost as many scandals as she has prom dates.
Oh.
And
Wow.
Nice
That's not a
skin,
compliment.
ma'am. Nice skin.
Oh,
you.
Chip, thanks for the call. Well, he ended on a high note.
Yeah.
But
This just did. This is not a scandal. This is stupid.
That's true.
The other thing, yes, this is not it. Sorry.
Tom in Deer Park.
Oh, hey, good morning. I don't want to. I'm up in Lake County. I don't want to say anything that might get me in trouble if these people get swept in. But it's just. It seems to me that it's the death of irony, the death of humor, and it's definitely coming from the left, I think. So, Dan and Amy, we love your show. We love what you do. But why don't you just get ahead of the curve? And for those on the right and the center right, just stop being ironic, stop being humorous, stop being fun, and just basically end your show. And we'll just all move on.
Thanks for the call, Tom. Ralph in Rantoul.
Good morning. I think clearly this is hate speech by the reporters because we all look better with skin. And I'm thinking of the Plastination Body World exhibits. Keep your skin, Amy, and I think these people should be called out for being skin haters and wanting to see all of us turned into plastic art ghouls.
Thanks, Ralph.